What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Noah Gray here, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Josh's channel and check out showmefootball.com for more.
What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Josh Fan of showmefootball.com and arrowheadaddict.com, covering your Kansas City Chiefs. And guys, while we had a little bit of downtime during this bye week prior to Super Bowl week and all the coverage that's going to come with that, I wanted to, relax a little bit, do something a little bit more fun on the channel, and do yet another Kansas City Chiefs 2025 mock draft. Maybe you could call it a way too early mock draft because I know we're not quite in the draft season yet. But with that being said, the Senior Bowl and the East-West Shrine Bowl just wrapped up this week, and we got a better look at some of your guys' favorite prospects in this year's draft. And I also got a chance to do some more research on some prospects in this draft. So this time I want to do 5 rounds. In the last mock draft I did 4 rounds, which honestly was kind of stupid because I don't even think the Kansas City Chiefs have a 4th round pick in this draft. So I might as well have just gone 5th rounds. But the main reason I did that is because I just didn't feel like my knowledge on this class was good enough yet to go beyond 4 rounds. But I've done a little bit more research now. I think I'm ready. And I'm going to try at least to pick, some different players this time around than I did in the last mock draft. So if you didn't already see that, some of the guys that I took were Walter Nolan, Jalen Royals, guys like that. I'm going to try to make things a little bit different just so it's not the same thing every single time because we're going to be doing a ton of mock drafts this offseason as well. And I don't want to try to do the same guys every single time. But if the value's too good to pass up, I might still do it. So I'll stop rambling. Let's get into the mock draft. 5 rounds, fast speed. It's going to go through quick. We're just doing one today. Just one to feed your guys' draft hunger a little bit. So I didn't do trades in the last one. I might try to do a trade or two in this one just to get us some more assets in the middle rounds because, the Kansas City Chiefs, they don't have a 4th round pick. Maybe trying to get another 4th round pick or even a 3rd round pick would be something worth doing in this draft. I don't really like any of the offers here. I'm not going to try to counter. I kind of want to keep our 1st round pick, so I'm going to keep it. I'm going to reject all of these. So Walter Nolan, who was the guy that I took in the first mock draft that I did not that long ago, defensive tackle from Ole Miss. I thought he'd be great next to Chris Jones, and playing next to a guy like Chris Jones would allow him, all the time and all the resources he needs to develop. But looking at the board here, we got South Carolina safety Nick Emmanwori, wide receiver Emeka Buka from Ohio State, Harold Vannon Jr., the tight end from Bowling Green, super productive. Xavier Watts, the safety from Notre Dame. The value that's standing out the most to me right here, though, looking at the top of the board, is Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State. You see they have him listed as their number 27 player. They have Nick Emmanwori a little high here, I feel like. And, look, I really like him. I think the Chiefs need to take a safety in this draft. But I think Emmanwori is maybe someone that doesn't fit exactly what the Chiefs need at free safety. Xavier Watts maybe, but still not like a true free safety. Even my guy Ryan Tracy, RGR Football, has mentioned him already. I think I'm going to go Emeka Egbuka here, though, because you can definitely say the Chiefs will need a wide receiver. They, don't have Hollywood Brown under contract beyond this year. They don't have DeAndre Hopkins under contract beyond this year. Rashee Rice is going to be facing suspension and injury recovery. Emeka Egbuka, he's not the biggest wide receiver, but he's bigger relative to like an Xavier Worthy or a Hollywood Brown. So, and he's really good at getting open. This was a guy that a lot of people thought could have went 1st or 2nd round in last year, but he decided to stay at Ohio State, ended up being super productive yet again. Top receiver in this draft. I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. I think that's great value at this pick, and you get that wide receiver need out of the way. And now for the rest of this draft, there's only a couple more things. Ooh, and I like that trade right there. See, this is the exact type of trade I'm talking about. So Jags are offering us to move back to pick 70, but we move our pick from 169 all the way up to pick 106. I don't even really need to look at the other ones, I don't think. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take that. We'll go back a few spots, and I think I'm done trading there. So still on the board. Oh, we got Jack Sawyer. Oh, come on, man. They're making this too easy. Jack Sawyer, the edge from Ohio State. You got to be kidding me. That is the spagsiest defensive end that you could take at this pick. 6'5", 260, may not have elite measurables, but an undeniable knack for making plays. His instincts, relentlessness, motor, and ability to find the football set him apart. Guys, does this not seem like a Steve Spagnuolo defensive end? I mean, come on. We're just going to make this an Ohio State draft. They're making this too easy for me, man. And once again, he's clearly the best value pick here. And we still pick at pick 70. And I already see a guy that I like at pick 70. So, yeah. I'm sorry. That was just too easy. Jack Sawyer at pick 66. Yeah. Just too easy, man. Too easy. And now, with our 70th pick, I really like Andrew Makuba, the safety from Texas. And I think he is a guy that can play free safety for you. Brings versatility and playmaking. Started his career at Clemson. They call him rangy, instinctive, speed to cover ground. That's exactly what you need on the back end. Because I'm going to take this opportunity, guys, while I'm doing this mock draft to just kind of highlight some of the Chiefs' needs. And safety is definitely a need. I mean, you even saw against the Buffalo Bills in the divisional round. The safeties were an issue. Brian Cook. They keep playing him at free safety, at deep safety. Brian Cook is for strong safety. I mean, that's his role. And Justin Reed's kind of a strong safety, and Shamari Connor's more of a strong safety. The Chiefs have a bunch of strong safeties and not a true free safety. Makuba, though, can play some free safety, and I actually think he can play a little bit of cornerback, too. I think he has that ability, gives you versatility. We know Steve Spagnuolo likes that in his secondary. I think he has plenty of talent for DB coach Dave Merritt to work with. He's the pick for me right here. I don't even need to consider anyone else, although I do see some good value on the board still. Mason Taylor, the tight end from LSU, but I don't think the Chiefs need to take a tight end, not unless Kelsey retires, but we'll see what happens there. You got Jaden Higgins, the wide receiver from Iowa State, just had a great Senior Bowl, but I think, after taking wide receiver with our first-round pick, this is the time to load up on defense, and boy, did we do that with our last two picks. Now here the Chiefs are picking again at pick 96. I'm going to go ahead and keep our pick this time. This is around the time I'd start looking at running back. Now I see Cam Scatabo up on the board. Now, I don't think I talked about Scatabo in my last video because I don't believe he ever came up. I apologize if I did because at this point I don't remember. But a lot of people like him, and I know he just had a great year at Arizona State, especially towards the tail end of the season. Was a monster in the college football playoff. Well, and in the postseason, I should say, because he also was great in the Big 12 championship. But I'm actually not a Scatabo fan, and I'll tell you exactly why. He does not have the size and the athleticism to crack it at the NFL level. And honestly, I think this evaluation, having him as the number 95 player on the board, that is way overvalued for him right here. And it's weird because you click on his profile and they're calling him an early day 3 pick, which I just disagree with. I think this is a guy that should go mid to late day 3 at best. To me, I just don't think he has the speed or the athleticism or the size. I think this is another Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And I just think the Chiefs need more explosiveness and more dynamic ability at the position than Scatabo could provide. I just think he's another guy. He would just be another guy in a running back room that's already full of just guys. A player that's standing out to me right here, though, Shamar Turner, the defensive tackle from Texas A&M. Him and Nick Scorton, the defensive end, I mean, they were two of the best in the SEC this year. They call him disruptive and versatile. Again, that's something that you want in a defensive lineman. That's what Steve Spagnuolo values. He loves guys that can play inside and out. Shamar Turner definitely can. He's got enough size, though, to definitely play inside. He's a penetrator. I love his frame, 6'4", 300. Howard Cross, the defensive tackle from Notre Dame, is also here. But I think, defensive tackle is one of the biggest needs in this draft for sure because Derek Notty's a free agent. Tershawn Morton's a free agent. Those guys were only on 1-year deals. Mike Pennell is another free agent. Mike Pinnell's getting older. I like him in the rotation. Way too old to be playing as many snaps as he does. Eventually, that's going to be the case. Derek Nottie, I mean, it's just been a steady decline for him over the past few years. And Tershawn Wharton, I'm not sure if the Chiefs are going to be able to afford to keep him. He's had a really good year and a really good postseason as well. You definitely need defensive tackle, and I think, everyone during the Chris Jones negotiations was like, oh, well, what if he's not good when he's 33, 34 or whatever? That's a lot of money to be paying a guy, at a position that doesn't necessarily age that well. I think Chris Jones will age well. Some people disagree. But I think, the best way, and I think the Chiefs unfortunately did not do this with Travis Kelce, and I hope they don't make the same mistake with Chris Jones. They put way too much on his plate no matter how old he got. Like, each year Kelce was getting older, and the Chiefs were putting the same amount of responsibility on him on offense. And I think you can make Chris Jones' career last even longer and make him even more effective if you give him a true pass rushing partner in the middle of the defense. I think Shamar Turner could be that. This would be a really good value pick again right here. I just think, draft Shamar Turner, maybe try to get Wharton back, bring Pinnell back for another year. I'd move on from Nottie, but try to bring Pinnell back for another year. And I really like the defensive tackle rotation. That would be perfect for me, injecting a little bit more juice, a little bit more talent into the defensive tackle position. So far, I really like what we're doing with this draft. Now, again, this is where I try to look at running back, although we still pick... I think we pick one more time. Oh, no, we don't? This is our last pick. Okay, I believe this was the result of us trading earlier. I forget who we even traded with, but when we moved I think it was like 169 to 106. So this would mean that the Chiefs don't have a 5th round pick. So with this being our last pick, because I'm not going to make another trade, I'm going to make this pick. But this was around the time I'd maybe look at running back or also some linebacker depth. Now you see Jay Higgins from Iowa is up there at linebacker. I got Billy Bowman, the safety, but we already took a safety in this draft. I'm sure people are going to be screaming at me to take him. Offensive tackle Anthony Belton from NC State is a low-key offensive tackle in this draft that could be a really good developmental prospect at tackle. The problem is the Chiefs already have too many developmental prospects at tackle. If you're drafting a tackle in this draft, it has to be someone that you traded up for that you know is going to be your starter. Otherwise, I just don't understand investing another valuable asset into a developmental tackle. But otherwise, I do like Belton. I would look at running back here. So we're going to go over to the running back tab. So Ollie Gordon is here. They consider him a little bit of a reach at this pick. There's also Dylan Sampson from Tennessee, I believe. He led the SEC in rushing this year. Raheem Sanders, he's a speedster. Problem is, I don't know if he can stay healthy. They have Devin Neal really low on here. I have a feeling Devin Neal's going to go higher than people realize, although I'm pretty sure I took him in the last draft I did. So I'm going to stay away from him this time. I see Ollie Gordon's on the board. I think Ollie Gordon, he has all the elements to be a very productive NFL running back. He had a little bit of a down year this year at Oklahoma State. But, like they say, fast, strong, elusive, tough to tackle. I mean, he has all the tools. Maybe not necessarily a huge home run threat in the NFL, but I think he gives you a little bit more dynamicism at the position. That's exactly what you need. Isaiah Pacheco, as we've seen, has had a very disappointing stint since returning from injury. Kareem Hunt, he's been a breath of fresh air this year, but I think, after this year, he's going to be someone that you look to put more in a Jerick McKinnon role where, he's there to pass block, he's there on third down, he can catch passes out of the backfield, but mostly you're saving him for the playoffs, especially at his age. But I think putting someone like Ollie Gordon, who, when I watch him play, it seems like an alpha on the football field. I think that's the kind of guy that I want to add to this running back room. So I'm going to go ahead and take him here, even though they consider it a little bit of a reach. I think the Kansas City Chiefs need to place a little bit of a premium on running back in this draft, because you look around, guys, even this postseason, how many teams just have great running backs that can beat you up and down the field. And then I look at what the Chiefs have, and they just don't have that. And I think, the running back pendulum is starting to swing the other way now. For a long time, a lot of people were saying, can't pay running back. You can find guys, and you can find productive guys, later in the draft for sure. I mean, Isaiah Pacheco is still a home run of a 7th-round pick, but he's not a running back one. He's not running back one material. I think Ollie Gordon could be running back one material. And so I think the Chiefs need to place a premium on getting a running back in this draft for sure. I thought they should have done it last year. You saw them make a desperation signing in Kareem Hunt, and I'm glad they did, but let's not do that again next year. So that's going to wrap up our draft. Guys, I really like the way this turned out. This one might be one of my favorite ones yet. So we got Emeka Egbuka, Jack Sawyer, Andrew Makuba, Shamar Turner, and Ollie Gordon. Man, those first 2 picks we absolutely nailed. Getting 2 more Ohio State guys, probably one of the best wide receivers in the draft, one of the best values at 32. And then, man, Jack Sawyer, is that not a Spags then? Getting our free safety that we need. Justin Reed, if he gets let go this offseason, which, I mean, he's going to be a free agent. His contract is up. But you can maybe look to move Brian Cook to full-time strong. Jaden Hicks as well. You could move him to strong. And then just put Andrew Makuba in there at free. And, man, I think you're going to be cooking in that secondary. Maybe try to grab some corner depth in free agency, something like that. Get a high upside defensive tackle to play next to Chris Jones as he ages, and then a dynamic running back. I like it. I like it a lot. But I want to hear from you guys what your thoughts are on my mock draft this time around. Any picks that I made that you would have went a different direction, any that you agree, disagree with. Would love to hear from you guys. But with all that being said, make sure you like, share, and subscribe so more Chiefs fans can find this. Make sure you check out my work on ShowMeFootball.com, ArrowheadAddict.com, and last but not least, make sure you follow me on Twitter at ShowMeFB. But one more time, guys, let me know your thoughts on my mock draft. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can find all my videos when they come out. That's all I got for this one. I am signing off. I will see you guys in the next one. And as always, go Chiefs!